To my council colleagues, staff, and the public, I'm very excited to be a part of this process today. I bring not just the views of myself, but those of my constituents. We have many policies and practices that need to be updated to 2023 standards, and fortunately, these are coming with the adoption of the general plan, our housing element, and state housing legislation. Legislating policy in-house often doesn't require budget allocations, and many best practices are already open sourced. Our entire zoning ordinance will be amended to meet the standards of our general plan. I look forward to being part of the process. While this meeting is for high-level goal setting, I'd like to find some common ground when it comes to homelessness, affordable housing, climate action, improvements to city infrastructure, building a 21st century civic center with a multi-generational community center, updating our master plans, streamlining business permit processes, and most important, our human capital or our employees. Many of these issues we can't solve alone. We need the leverage of partnerships that currently exist and be flexible when it comes to new partnerships. For homelessness, the community has partners like Destination Home, County Office of Supportive Housing, Gilroy Compassion Center, and St. Joseph's. We need to learn how we can become better partners. Destination Home provided $3.6 million to Gilroy residents since 2020. We are the fourth highest cities out of 15 that received funding, which directly prevented homelessness. With the traditional shelter model phasing out for future developments, the modular transitional housing concept with full-time wraparound services for the residents provided needed privacy for their families experiencing homelessness. The county's challenge grant, Project Home Key, and other funding is available for modular units to be used for transitional housing on city-owned property. For affordable housing, we have a partnership with House Keys, who currently manages our below-market rate housing and has brought in just shy of $1 million to Gilroy. We can work further with them on our housing options for all residents of Gilroy and strengthen our housing trust fund. In our second draft of the housing element, 2023-2031, we have committed to programs that break down segregation of the past and affirmatively further fair housing through an inclusionary housing policy, permit streamlining, ADU pre-plans, and updating our ADU ordinance to comply with state law. For climate action, we build off the recently approved REACH codes, join the other cities within Silicon Valley, and adopt clean energy building codes to keep the cost down of construction, prevents pollution, and utilizes our clean energy grid. Continue to install infrastructure on city assets like solar plus battery storage and EV charging capabilities will move us in the right direction. I am proud of the work we have done going farther than the state minimum and implementing REACH codes requiring EV capabilities in multifamily residential. For streamlining business permits, we need to cut down the parts that slow down the grand opening for a business. After completion of the building checklist, the business should be allowed to open and not prevented from opening their doors based on subjective findings and a laundry list of requirements that don't apply to Gilroy from our outsourced plan checkers. When we remove barriers to opening businesses quickly, local jobs of all incomes will be more readily available. Everyone should have access to jobs that pay a living wage and the ability to expand their skills. Lastly, we need to continue to invest in the human capital or our workforce. I remain concerned with the increase in mandatory overtime and the mental health and stress that puts on the fire department. The root cause of staffing, I believe, still hasn't been solved. We made significant improvements to recruitment and retention with Local 2805, but we can't seem to fill the staffing levels to what the standards of coverage call for and what we need to permanently staff the Santa Teresa Fire District Station number 4. The 2% at 57 CalPERS retirement offered to our fire department is the worst of the state, and I think we need to look for other solutions. All of these legislative changes will make Gilroy more livable for all, and the path forward is clear to me. I look forward to working with everyone over the next 2 years. Thank you.
Councilmember